Hope you're having a wonderful day. I believe it's Monday for me. It's Monday, it's 11 a.m. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So what are we talking about? Well, we're essentially talking about money. But what I want, my ultimate goal for today's live is I need you to think about things a little differently. We're going to be talking about the markets. We're going to be talking a little bit about futures. We're going to be talking about foreign exchange, a foreign currency or currency. But I fundamentally need you guys to think about things really differently. I know I have some traders and investors and things like that come into my live stream, and you're trying to figure out, what do I do? Where do I go? And I'm going to give you a different perspective to help you maybe work these uncertain times in a different way, because when you're dealing with tumultuous economic times and you are dealing with a situation where you don't know where the dust is going to settle, you think that you are up against a brick wall, and you're not up against a brick wall. You just have to change how you see things, change who you listen to, and change how you interpret information. So welcome to my live stream, everyone. Now, if you don't know, thank you for the gift. This is a very informational, educational type of live stream. My goal is to help you see the world, see money from a different perspective so that you can ride one economic boom to the next. Now, the recipe for riding economic booms, it does not change. Thank you for the gift. It does not change, but what does need to change is you. How you interpret information, how you move, the timing in which you move, you must change that right now in this new digital age. And I want to be clear. So I'm going to be giving you some factors, and at the end, I'm going to push your brain. Now, if you thought I pushed your brain yesterday, I'm really going to push you to look at this differently, because for some reason, a number of you like to invest and you like to follow in the footsteps of people who have made a lot of bank. And you think that's the way to do it. That's old money systems, and there's new money systems that's being developed in front of your face. So if you want new money and a new age, you got to move in a new way. Now, the last thing I need you to know is, one, I have a moderator, and two, I need you to tap that screen. When you tap that screen, I know that you're understanding me, you're engaging with me, and then we are moving, we are vibing. So welcome. So the U.S. stock futures have tumbled. Surprise. The U.S. stock futures have tumbled, indicating another plummet on Wall Street. Now, when you hear about the futures and Wall Street plummeting, you guys are losing your minds. I don't understand. Thank you for the gift. I have professionally educated people in my live stream. You know the risk that goes with the reward of playing in the stock market. So when the markets are falling, you guys need to G the hell up and to look at this chaos as opportunity. Because I told you before, when there's chaos, there's opportunity. The problem is that you're focused so much on the loss that you are not able to get a broader perspective of what is happening in the global economy. There's more than just the stock market. There's more than the futures. There's more ways to earn income that is counter to what you are accustomed to. Old fat bastard, you're probably right. Hey, old fat bastard, welcome to my live. I like your username. Okay, we got old fat bastard. Welcome to my live stream. So I want you to understand, I'm going to push the way you think, because my ultimate goal is I want you to operate in a different way, okay? Now, futures open lower, suggesting a continuation of last week's multi-trillion-dollar wipeout. We are in a bear market, guys. I don't know what you're surprised by. When government slashes spending, when businesses slash spending, when foreign and domestic investment is being stunted, and consumers are basically pausing on their spending, this is what happens. Now, my question I have to ask all of you, if you knew tariffs were coming, you knew they were coming, because you knew why Trump was elected into office. Why is it that you guys did not brace yourself and prepare yourself for the inevitable? This is part of me testing and pushing your boundaries. If you understand economic cycles, you understand trading, you understand the markets. He kept delaying them, but I know delaying does not mean that you're not on your game. This is fundamentally why people lose their undies, okay? This is why people are losing their underwear. They are walking around with no underwear because you're having to sell your underwear. It doesn't matter if he delayed it. You knew the economic fundamentals did not make sense. You knew that companies were not hiring. You knew that the employment report was being fudged. You knew that our trade deficit didn't make any sense. You knew that we had a deficit. So you knew all these things were happening, and yet you're playing. It's not enough that the stock market is a gamble. Now you are going up against economic factors that you know, investment 101. You know that you're supposed to be relying on real hardcore economic factors to help you with sound investment decision making. So what happened? You guys got caught up in some bullshit. You got caught up in a bubble. And that is why there's so much emotion tied to the markets falling, because you stepped away from your good judgment. You saw what you wanted to see. You heard what you wanted to heard. And you guys thought you could delay the inevitable. You cannot delay the inevitable. The whole premise of investing is up and down. And when the market goes down, you are supposed to shift your position, shift your perspective, and shift your goddamn money. Tap that screen. I told you I'm going to push y'all. And each step of my life, I'm going to tell you a different way to operate. And I want you to really ponder about what I'm thinking about. Really think deeply what I'm talking about. And I want you to tap that screen, okay? So traders are hoping for a comeback, a sustainable rally. You and I both know. Come on. All right? You and I both know. This is not the time for a rally. If you are trying to produce a rally, when you have the world economy in negotiations in regards to trade, how in the hell are you and your money going to offset the global picture? So if you cannot get it to rally, it's too much. Exactly. So when there's too much uncertainty, there are areas where there's more clarity. When you have too much uncertainty, you know what you do? You want to know what you do? You need to pause for a moment. You guys are running from one fire to the next fire, to the next fire, to the next fire. When there's too much, hi Valerie, when there's too much uncertainty, you have to look at things a little differently. There is an economic recession and there is an economic boom happening right now. Do we agree on that? Do we agree in certain industries there is a recession? And do we agree that there's another industry where there's an economic boom? Now, I know there are investors who are trying to convince you that this economic boom is not real, but it's really real. Because they're actually producing technology and innovation that's impacting this old money system over here. Are you with me? Let me know if you're with me. Let me know if you're with me. Tap that screen. Let me know. I know I'm rocking your paradigm. Not crypto. Not crypto. You missed my crypto live yesterday. Tap that screen. Okay? I have a kooky way of looking at life. All right? I have a kooky, way, looking at life and looking at situations. Tap that screen. Come on. Let's do this. Willie, you're my man. Willie, you are the man. Did y'all read that? Now let me explain to you what Willie means. Hold on, tap that screen. No. Please tap this damn screen. Thank you for the gift. Tap that screen. Nope, come on. Let me tell you what Willie said. Willie said natural resources, minerals. Let me explain to you everything. Thank you, Willie. Let me explain to you. Come on, guys. Don't be mad. Get out your feelings. Get out of your feelings because Willie called it. Let me explain to you. Right now, you have an economic boom that's happening. It's in the digital age. It's the digital wave. Instead of trying to figure out what horse is going to win this race, what you need to do is take a step back and say, We are in a new age at a new time. We have an industry that is booming off of technologies that's going nowhere. Cybersecurity is going nowhere. AI is going nowhere. Quantum computing is going nowhere. Chips, cell phones, automations, algorithms, humanoid, they're not going anywhere. So instead of trying to bet on which company is going to win, you should be focusing on what they need to win. You can't create digital technologies without having certain components. If you watched me before, I talked about blue gold. So there's certain things that this industry needs, no matter whether the company wins in AI or not. Give me my love. Give me my love. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to goddamn gloat. Sit here and tap that screen. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to pat myself on the back and I'm going to tap my own ass. Tap that screen. Don't be shocked. Tap that screen. You guys are sitting here trying to figure out what AI company is going to win instead of taking 5 steps back, getting a bigger picture like an eagle, like a hawk. You guys are acting like prey instead of acting like a goddamn predator. Because a predator knows in uncertain times, when there's uncertainty, you have to look at things from a different point of view. Tap that goddamn screen right now. Tap it. I'm not going for it until I see a string of hearts. I'm an arrogant motherfucker. I'm telling you that right now. I am. I told you my live stream is to get you to think about things differently, to follow money, the flow of money, and to ride economic booms. Some of you are so caught up in these bullshit ass analysts and investors, and they got you following this cookie cutter formula, and the shit doesn't work anymore. You're following old money system investment strategies. When you're dealing with a time that moves like air, you got to think differently. Are you with me? This is huge. They've trained you to look for the winner, to bet on the winner, but no one's taught you to look at the market, look at the economy from a different point of view. So when Willie said minerals are resources, some of you should have said, you should have fallen back in your chair. Hi, Happy, you should have fallen back in your chair because it's brilliant. You don't have to find the horse. Anyone who's engaged in digital technologies, whether you're a startup or you're a major player, you know damn well they all need essentially the same things. Don't y'all love me? Do y'all or do y'all not love me? Money doesn't buy love. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. If you're broke, you won't keep love anyway. Broke money doesn't keep love. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm not going to fall in love with your broke ass and we're fighting about who gets the last slice of bread. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. Money doesn't buy love. Oh, man. I love you guys back. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Money doesn't buy love. How many of you guys are married, broke, and fighting? How many of you guys got divorced because y'all were broke? All right, let's go back on it. So how do you find and invest in natural resources? Chris, that's an excellent question, Chris. That is an excellent question. But Chris, you got to do some work, honey. You have to do some work, Chris. The purpose is for me to teach you how to see differently. But I'm not going to spoon feed you. Now, at the end of my live stream, I will tell you what the game is. But if you are an investor, you should have the fundamental skills on where to look and how to look. My job is to get you to think differently, to see it differently. But if you're not trained on how to go about this, you got to do that yourself. Okay? This is not a spoon feeding. This is for hustlers. This is for trailblazers. This is for people who focus and know how to go after money and take action. Okay? So what's happening right now? You have investors who are trying to say that the yen and the Swiss franc is a safe haven. Oh, Lord, 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 have mercy. Okay? Thank you, Ron. They are cashing out of the US dollar and they are running to the Swiss franc and the yen. Not gold and silver. Guys, you got to think beyond gold and silver. Stop running with your tail tucked between your legs to gold and silver every time the market doesn't behave as you want. You have to see beyond gold and silver. You got to push boundaries on how you operate. You go to gold and silver, crypto, maybe. But if you watched my live stream yesterday and I talked about stable coin, I don't know. Fact is this, what you choose to do is dependent upon your wallet and your risk tolerance. I want to repeat, your wallet and your risk tolerance will determine where you get this bag. Real talk. My goal is to keep you from going to broke. My goal is to keep you from falling into these repetitive business cycles traps in which you go from having money to no money because you listen to people and did not understand. So whether it's crypto for you, whether it's oil for you, whether it's minerals for you, whether it's e-learning for you, there is a way to get this money for every single person, but you have to look at your risk tolerance, you have to look at your money, and you have to look at the timing. And if you don't have all of those lined the hell up, let me tell you what you do not do. You do not make any decisions. You want your money. You like your money. You want to keep your money. You think that you need to act every time a dog barks. Yes, you think every time someone's on Wall Street that says something, that is when you should take action. Sometimes you need to stop and survey the land. Understand the landscape. You have to have a broader risk, money, and timing. Exactly. You have to have a broader perspective when it comes to securing your money and getting more money, okay? So now people are trying to tell you that the Swiss franc and the yen is a safe haven. How in the hell, HELL, does that make sense? How does that make sense? If the world economy is readjusting, which means the elevator is going down, the yen is tied to Japan. Japan is an export-based economy. Japan just got hit with tariffs. Japan ran to Washington, D.C. to negotiate. How do you think that the yen and the Swiss franc are safe if the dollar's not safe? It's called pump it, dump it. These people are telling you safe haven. You know why? Because you're not thinking objectively. So anytime you hear the word safe, you think, I can save my ass if I do this. No, they're actually skinning your booty. If you're listening to these people telling you that the yen and the franc is safe, how are they safe in a global economy? How do people make prices of a security go up? Well, if you have a market that's declining and you have a bunch of power movers, power players pouring money into something, hello, Aaron. If you have a lot of movers and shakers dumping money into the yen and the franc, of course it's going to look like it's safe. Of course it's going to go up. Come on. Come on. You guys cannot be that green. You cannot be that green. Are you falling for this? They're dumping money in to set it up to look like it's a safe haven just for you guys to follow like billy goats. You're going to follow like billy goats. And as soon as they get enough people in it, they're going to sell it off. There is, when you're a trader, trade, you invest. You got to use some shrewd thinking. If the dollar is falling, we have a global economy. Japan, their banking is declining. Their banking industry is declining. So how is the yen a safe haven when their banks are declining? Anybody? You're thinking. You're thinking. You're thinking, huh? Either you left my live or you're thinking. Tap that screen, guys. Come on. It's not. It's not. So take out of the bank, Verlaine. Verlaine, you need to focus, Verlaine. Verlaine, you're going to get muted. You're going to get muted. You're going to get muted. I need you to focus. Hello, Solo. If the world economy is adjusting, you essentially are trying to find a safe place instead of minimizing and mitigating risk. You don't want to cry. You want to get money. Yeah, it's bait and switch. Don't cry. Keep your feelings out of my life, and I want you to focus with your boss mind. How do we manage daily living in difficult times? You earn more money. I mean, that's how you do it. You make more money. Like Bob probably can do it. Bob probably has the money and the risk tolerance to wait until the market bottoms out to ride it. But if you can't do what Bob does, you got to know yourself. When you're dealing with economic uncertainty, you have to be anyone who knows about investing, you know that you have to invest according to your personality and your risk tolerance. So for everybody, it's different. Bob can wait until it bottoms out. Jamming Jay can do real estate investment trusts. There's so many different ways, but real estate, I don't know about that Jamming Jay. Jamming Jay, I don't know about real estate. We are in a time where you need liquidity. And REITs, I don't know if that spells liquidity. I'm just talking from my point of view. I don't know if real estate investment trusts are going to give you the liquidity that you need in uncertain economic times. Okay, but you can disagree with me. We can disagree. Now tap that mofo screen, people. Come on now. Brace yourself. We can do this. We can do this. Thoughts on BRICS? Willie, I'll say that for another day. But I'll give you a tidbit. BRICS is a wonderful notion. I'm going to tell you what I told my daughter. The problem with a number of societies is that because they are socialist/communist type of societies and economies, they actually tax their citizens at such a high rate that the citizens of some of these countries are not able to have the same purchasing power that we do in the U.S. So I don't give two flying pigeon booties. I said that, pigeon booties. How many countries come together? If your citizens do not have the economic buying power that we have in the United States of America, which means you have to put aside your socialist and your communist policies and give your people more economic/freedom, I don't give a damn who you go to. You're still in a conundrum. You're still in a conundrum. You need freedom and buying power. And taking 40 to 60, 70% of your citizens' income to give them socialist services takes away their ability to buy. And if they can't buy, you can't leverage their economic power to battle against the U.S. Now, what we doing? That's my opinion. That's my opinion on BRICS. What y'all think about that? Some of you guys are getting free health care and you're getting all these free socialist things, thinking that you're safe and secure. But let me tell you, we're going to make deals, Bob. No doubt. We are going to make deals. But who has more leverage? We're going to see about that. We're going to see. Because if these countries actually had the leverage and the power that they needed, they wouldn't even need to come to the table to the U.S. You got 50 countries in negotiation with the U.S. right now. In the U.S. right now, they're in negotiation. Why are they in negotiation if they had other options? You see, the problem that some of these countries don't understand, the problem with some of these countries they don't understand is that they're getting the benefits. They're getting the benefits of capitalism without putting their full body into the pool of capitalism. They're putting their toes, they're putting their feet into our capitalistic trade economies when they fully do not have respect for democracy and or capitalism, which is okay. You don't have to agree with democracy or capitalism. You don't have to agree with it. But if you like the money that a capitalist society brings, and you're not fully in it, riding the fence can only take you so far. And if you ride the fence, your behind gets a little raw. Okay? How long can you ride the fence before the butt crack starts getting a little painful? So you fundamentally have to look at what you're trying to achieve. All they have to do is isolate us and wait till China steps in to befriend. I wish them well. I really don't give a damn. This is about money. This is about money. This is really about money. You see, what you don't understand is that the U.S. truly doesn't engage in isolation. The U.S. does not believe in isolation. Britain does not believe in isolation. There are certain economies that believe in isolation, and isolation does not benefit their economy. So if you study history and you know the spirit and the nature of the country you're talking about, you know damn well the U.S. is not a country that isolates. You know what we like to do? We like to go out. We like to go and seize things. So when you're talking about information like the U.S. is going to get isolated, the U.S., the whole premise, really, you're probably right. I want to see this. So isolation, we'll have to see. You guys are speculating. And let me tell you something. I'm not talking to you, Willie. I'm talking to other people. You're not focused. You're not focused. You're telling me what China's going to do, but you're not earning any money. You're telling me with all these other countries are banding together, but none of this has anything to do with you because you don't understand money flow and economic cycles and how to get this money. So why all of you are coming in my live stream trying to distract? The fundamental of my live stream is to teach you how to follow the flow of money, business cycles and economic cycles so you can have generational prosperity versus generational poverty. That's how I know you don't know what you're doing. Because when you came here, you would have understood that I'm trying to educate people on how to see the bigger picture so they can safeguard their wallets and they can ride one economic boom to the next. Let me tell you why China's winning. China's winning because China's fighting for their money. Vietnam is fighting for their money. Malaysia's fighting for their money. You are on TikTok live trying to spout some knowledge that is half-baked and full of air and you're still broke. So instead of trying to disrupt my life, I want you to focus on what I'm saying. Broke money equals no money. Economic booms equals new money and more money. And unless you can understand the basics of broke and money, you should just scroll. I don't give a damn what you think about the U.S. I don't give a damn about what you think about China. China is fighting for its income. The U.S. is fighting for its income. And you are sitting here on your couch with flip-flops and shorts, typing irrelevant comments, and you still don't have a pot to piss in. Consider life goals. Now back on topic. Investors are claiming that the yen and the franc is a good U.S. recession proxy because it brings yields. Look, Bob, you're laying in bed with your dog, but Bob, you make sense. Okay, Bob, you make sense. So guys, if you think the yen and the franc is a good idea, try it. All I'm asking you to do is as follows. Look at everything around you and consider what is happening, okay? Because I mentioned before, Japan bank stocks are caught in Trump's tariffs. How could the yen be isolated from Japan's banks? How can you isolate Japan's bank from the yen? They go hand in hand. So if the banks and the yen go hand in hand, buying tomorrow. Well, good luck to you, Cassie. Good luck to you. If they go hand in hand, how is it that banks are falling and the yen is going up? That's called a bubble. That's a bubble. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate you, Jim. Thank you for not adding any value, Jim. Thank you, Jim. Does it make any sense? The bank stocks are declining in Japan and the currency is going up. You have to know when you're being duped. I bought land. Congratulations, Brian. You have to know when you're being duped. If it doesn't make sense, I don't care how much the yen is going up. If the economy is trying to figure its life goals out, you might want to proceed with a little bit more caution on where you're pouring your money. Just because a bunch of nameless, faceless people are telling you that the yen and the franc is a safe haven, you got to do a little bit more research, and you have to understand the fundamentals of economics and what makes Japan, US, China, Canada's economy thrive or contract. That's all I'm asking you to do. If you can ride this wave and you can pump up the yen and dump the yen, do that. If you have the skills, you have the contacts, you have the money to pump and dump the yen, you do that. But if you don't have it and you think you're running off of some cutting edge information, then guess what? You shouldn't play. I don't know what to do. I know my 401k is falling fast. You know what you do, Lori? You earn more money. Guys, when you put money into your retirement accounts, you know that they tell you to diversify. When you put money in your retirement accounts, they tell you that it's for the long term. But even playing for the long term, you run the risk of having bad timing. What is bad timing? Right now. I know when you started your 401k or your SEP IRA, you never planned on the U.S. economy or the world economy being in such circumstances right now. I'm not sure who didn't tell you this, but that is the risk you run. When you don't understand history and macro and micro economic cycles / business cycles, you run the risk of your retirement account being caught up into some mess that is not to your advantage. So what do I suggest you do? You got to earn more money. And at the end of my live stream, I'm going to tell you how. So instead of worrying about, oh my gosh, I'm losing my money, you knew that. I know, Lori, I know. But that's what they don't tell people. You think because they're pumping and dumping the stocks on Wall Street, you just see green. You see the skies are blue. You see the skies are blue. You see everything is going well. But let me tell you this. You're in the stock market. There's risk and reward. And you have to be able to afford this risk. And if you can't, you have to have a way to make up for the money that you may possibly lose in the future if you don't have the time to keep working, okay? So Japan shares are amongst the biggest losers. Did you hear me? Japan banking shares are amongst the biggest losers. Japan bank stocks tank. The banking index drops 11%, and Japan believes Q2, we're in Q2, and Q3 recession is likely. It's a bear market. These factors usually contribute to a weaker currency. Did you hear me? These factors contribute to a weaker currency. So for those of you who are playing with the yen, thinking that you're safe, there's some other factors that are going on that are going to contribute to the yen being a weaker currency. Are you with me? Okay? That's why you have to think for yourself. You have to be able to think for yourself. You really have to think for yourself. Okay? What do I believe? More money, earn more money, earn more money, earn more money. That's what I believe. The more money you earn at a rate that's faster than these losses, you will fare well. If you are not able to earn more money without depleting your well-being, you are up Schitt's Creek. Okay? At the end of my life, anyone who watches me, I will tell you how to earn more money. That's in alignment with the economic boom. But I want you to understand this. You have to earn cash. That's your safe haven. Have you ever heard of BRICS? Guys, you're not focused. You're not focused, Sky. And you're probably going to get muted or blocked. Okay? Now back on topic. The yen looks strong because of investor influx. Did you hear me? The yen looks strong because investors are putting lipstick on this to make it look like a beautiful, beautiful woman. But the only reason why the yen is going up is that they're pumping up the yen. The yen is not going up because the banks are doing well. The yen is going up because people are putting money into it. You got to know the game. You can't play a game if you don't know the rules. They're pumping and dumping. Now, banks engage in foreign currency exchange. I want you to know this. Banks engage in foreign currency exchanges, okay? Banks with international loan investments are exposed to currency risk. Most banks engage in international loans. They engage with foreign exchange trading. So if the global market, I just wanted to tell you, you were right about the tariffs. Thank you, Shells. Thank you, dear. Get yourself a home safe. Richard, I'm thinking beyond the home safe. I'm thinking I'm going to dig underground. Pay yourself. Listen, guys, you need to pay attention. Where did he go? Where did he go? Did Richard disappear? Did you disappear? Richard is speaking facts. You need to have money. I'm not putting money in the safe. I'm thinking about digging in an underground safe haven, and I'm storing my money underground. You got to pay yourself. And if you want to know how to do this, you can leave my live stream and go to my website. You can leave my live stream, go to my profile, go to my website, or you can wait about 10 more minutes. You can wait about 10 more minutes, and I will tell you what I think you should do. I think you should get some gold, some silver, but Richard, you're going to need a little bit more than gold and silver. Okay, guys? You got to get savvy. Okay? You got to get new age, digital age savvy. Because, Richard, you can't carry all that gold and silver, Richard. Richard, you can't carry gold. It's only so much gold, coins, and silver that you can carry, Richard. And if you can't get it all, I'm coming to get it. So you guys need to think very carefully. On one hand, gold and silver is nice, but you can't transport all that gold. So you have to think according to the times and the age. I have a backpack. You got a backpack and a broken back, Richard. Now, banks that support imports and exports financing, they are getting hit with a weaker currency, okay? So if you think the yen is safe, I've given you factors to consider so you can evaluate what these folks are telling you, and you can decide if it makes sense for you, all right? Tap, 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 people. I got one last article, and I'm going to tell you what I think. Tap, 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 okay? I know some of you have lost it. Some of you are trying to get it together, and some of you who are you're thriving with me, all right? Some of you are vibing with me. Some of you have checked the hell out, and some of you are in panic mode. Come back. Okay? Now, the U.S. Treasury Secretary rejects a recession, okay? I can't trade gold ATM. The U.S. Treasury Secretary is rejecting a recession. He's basically saying, Besant is basically saying that 50 countries right now are in negotiation. Besant believes that if they bring realistic things to the table, there'll be no issues. Let me translate, all right? I like to say this. If you've been watching my live stream, I told you a few days ago, countries that know what value they add, their role in this global economy, they have no problems with tariffs. Anybody that has a problem with tariffs do not understand what they bring to the table and their role in this global economy. Real talk. Because real business people, they wouldn't be doing all this pussyfooting, beating around the bush, grandstanding. No, countries that know the value they bring, what they gain from a global economy, would not be doing all this pussyfooting and grandstanding. Only economies that do not understand the value that they add are doing all this BS. Listen to me. This is no different than two people coming together to negotiate deals. When you know what value you bring to the table and you know what that value is worth to the other party, you get to that table and you get this money. So when you have Besant, what is his name? Besant saying there will be no recessions, if these countries come to the table, understand the role that they play, the value they add, and what they get from this deal, there will be no recession. I agree. It's only when people are full of themselves, economies are full of themselves, who are trying to play a different role. If you're an export-based economy, export-based manufacturing economy, what makes you think you can actually be anything other than that? You actually set yourself up to be export-based and a manufacturer. And if we set ourselves up to be a consumer economy, do you see the U.S. trying to be? You can't be something you're not. A country is no different than a human being. So the sooner that some of these other economies, these countries, get it together, think logically, come to the table, understand their role, understand their piece of the pie, and start bringing something of value, we will not have the stock market plummeting and all of this happening. You understand? Economies are collapsing because people are full of hot air and they're dreaming of some ideas that are not based in reality. I know you may dream. I know, Dadina, I know. And that's why I'm worried. Because of human beings, you have no idea what you're talking about. But Johnny, you took the time to type that comment for me. You took the time to type that comment. Sure. Hold on. Overnight, how do we change that? How are we going to manufacture and where? Everything is changeable. If people are willing to do business. Anything and everything is changeable. If people are willing to do business. Fundamentally, you must know what value you add. Even if you are an employee right now today, if you don't know the value you add and you don't know what your value is worth to the company you work for, you're getting paid in peanuts and scraps. People who do not know their value or believe they add no value, they get exploited financially in the employment markets. And there's people who know what value they bring to the table and they say, hell no. I'm leaving. And they go get this money. The same thing goes for trade deals. So when Besant is saying there will be no recession if these countries come to the table with something that is realistic and adds value. And he also said in regards to the stock market, it's a Mag 7 problem, not a MAGA problem. I want to repeat, quote unquote. Besant says the stock market is a Mag 7 problem, not a MAGA problem. Now, why do you think he said that? Because investors thought they were diversifying among 7 to 10 companies in the same industry. And they are surprised that they pumped up the value of those 7 to 10 stocks, and those stocks are now declining, and they are eating trillions of dollars like a baby sucking on a bottle. When you play a fool's game, you should expect to see the results of a fool. People have pumped up the Mag 7. Now the Mag 7, they're ballers. They're real deal. But they had so much emphasis placed on them because of greed that they pumped it up higher, such that it takes up a good percentage of the stock market. And since it takes up such a large percentage of the stock market, why are you surprised that the Mag 7 is such a heavy hitter? If it can hit you high into the sky, why can't it drag you down into hell? I'm sorry. Mag 7 took the stock market to new heights. And now you're crying on the trading floors because the heavy hitter is just as heavy when it sinks. Make it make sense. Make it make fucking sense. If it can go up, that means you live in a society. We live in a world where it's a duality. If it can make it go up, it can make it go down. Now it's your fault that you diversified amongst 7 companies in the same industry and you thought you were safe. No. Where's the fundamentals? Where are the technicals? Where's the good sense? You want to blame the Mag 7 for some stuff that you created. Now you got to eat it. You got to take it. You got to take it. You rode the wave to the top, and now you're going to ride the crash to the goddamn bottom. That is what you did. So if you took out loans, you borrowed money, whatever you did to make millions, billions, trillions of dollars, then guess what you need to do? Negotiating can take place without burning house down. I believe it. Pumpernickel, you are absolutely correct. Pumpernickel, you are absolutely correct. Pumpernickel crouton. That must be a business. You are completely correct, crouton. But the only way that's going to happen, who is Mag 7? Tony, you're getting muted and or blocked. Crouton. That is why I'm urging people to come with good sense and negotiate. I completely agree with you. You do not have to burn the house down. But let me tell you something. People are in their feelings. Companies, countries are in their feelings. And when humans are operating from their feelings, they are irrational. They are irrational. And when they are irrational, anything is possible. I said this yesterday. I said this 2 days ago. If you know anything about World War I and World War II, okay, they don't teach you this in school. World War I and World War II happened because people were hungry and broke. Did you hear me? Wars were started because of hunger and a lack of money and resources. If we do not come to the table and negotiate, economies are going to contract. And when they contract, that means going for broke. Now, do they have to contract? Do they have to go for broke? No. Yes, that's not why they started. Yes, sweetest person, goodbye. Goodbye. Anybody who has some intelligence, you would know why Germany, the citizens of Germany, were fundamentally angry. It's because they were hungry. They had limited income earning potential. And if you have limited income earning potential and your economy is not doing well, that equates to hunger. Use some damn common sense. Japan, do you know why Japan joined the war? It's because they did not have access to imports of goods to feed their citizens. Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. Humans act when their basic needs are being threatened. Now, there are other reasons also, but fundamentally, if you understand what human nature is and what was the motivating factors of World War I and World War II, I don't give a damn what they tell you. If you looked at why so much anger had built up in Germany, it was because people were hungry and they could not provide for their damn families. So now we are in today. We're today. Economies are contracting. Some of them are on the verge of collapsing because of these tariffs. If they do not come to the table and they do not negotiate, I'm telling you a possibility that I'm hoping does not come to reality. I'm hoping we have better sense, history does not repeat itself, and we are all able to thrive, have prosperity, and just cooperate with one another. All it takes is one or two countries or people who refuses to cooperate to start banding together, start concocting plans, and that is how things go wrong. All right? Now, some of you may want to leave my live stream right now. All right? I'm going to tell you right now. For those of you who want to learn how to earn more money, this is the part of my live stream where I'm going to educate you, okay? I want to be clear. Anybody who is sympathizing with, I don't know where that person went. What is it? The sweetest candy? Yes. Yeah, sweetest is TikTok. Anyone who's sympathizing with sweetest of TikTok, you're going to find yourself blocked. All right? I'm not here for anything but money. This is about money. Now, for those of you who are interested in how to earn more money, in uncertain times, this is the portion of my live stream for you. Everyone else, you can proceed to exit. I will see you tomorrow. Everyone else who wants to learn how they can earn more money and a thriving industry that is lucrative, that is legal, that is legit, this is that segment of my live stream. Please tap the screen and give me hearts and let me know if you're ready for me, okay? Now, I explained to you earlier in my live stream that there is a recession and there is an economic boom that's happening. The economic boom is happening in the digital age, the digital industry, the digital technologies. The digital technologies include cybersecurity, AI, algorithms, quantum computing, chips, automations, humanoid robots, e-learning. Okay, that's the gist of it. I'm sure it's more. Now, earlier in my live stream, I told my investors, my traders, that instead of trying to bank on a horse, you look at what these industries need and you go about doing your investing that way. Now, for those of you who have no interest in investing, let me tell you how you can earn money. The e-learning industry is a part of the digital wave, the digital economic boom. The e-learning is exactly that. It is online learning. Now, some of you are having a hard time reconciling with this fact. Just like the Industrial Revolution happened and the information age happened, we are in a digital age. That means this is bigger than your hopes, wishes, dreams, and nightmares. Now, why am I emphasizing this? When you are alive in a time in history that how we live is shifting the core, the fundamentals of how we live, how we earn an income, that is massive. So if we accept that we are in a digital age, cell phones, conveniences, apps, if we accept all this, then you must understand as follows. To ride an economic boom, you must have the right timing. You must have the technology and you must have the knowledge. Knowledge means reskilling. The digital wave is not going away for a long, long time. I need you to understand this before I go forward. The digital wave, the digital age is not going away. This is the present. It is the foreseeable future. So now that we are in a time where we have digital technologies, why don't you have digital skills to earn money? You cannot ride an economic boom that's happening right now, that's going to be for the foreseeable future without having the skills to earn money digitally. Let me know if you're with me. You really got to think about what I'm saying. For the last 50 to 100 years, maybe 200 years, we have been earning an income that was based off of certain revolutions that happened, like the Industrial Revolution that changed our world for about 150 years. You are now at a time. You're now at a time where there is a new age. So everybody has to get digital skills because the future economic booms are going to be based off of this fundamental boom. Are you listening to me? This digital wave, this digital economic boom is the crux, the foundation of future economic booms that are going to come. That is how massive AI, quantum computing, humanoid robots, and automations are. It is the Aquarius age. Thank you, Hopper. Correct. So if you see your legacy, you see your future, it is critical for you to understand you cannot ride into the future earning an income off of skill sets that are based off of old money paradigms, old money systems. Are you with me? I give you a lot to think about. I know. My daughter tells me I'm a lot to handle. Let me know if you're with me. Okay? Right now, you must get the foundation. What is the foundation? Knowledge. Okay, Crouton, you're right. You must get this knowledge. Now, typically, you guys think you go back to school. You take on student loans. No, that's old money ways. Now, I believe in education. I don't believe in student loan debt. I'm going to be clear. I believe in education. I don't believe in massive student loan debt. Now, because you are alive during a time where there's e-learning and there's more accessibility, there's more affordability because of these technologies. You no longer have to, I'm going to say, waste money and interest loan payments that's going to take you 10 lifetimes to pay off. That's not this age. This is a different age. That was based off of something else. Now, I know some people, you don't believe in this astrology and this hocus pocus stuff. I don't care. What you need to understand is follows. You're probably watching me from a cell phone. This cell phone is proof that you're living in a digital age. Now, this cell phone that you have probably does not earn you any money. That's your first mistake. Because any digital technology that you have, if you don't know how to learn, you don't know how to earn an income from it, you're screwed. Very simple. You're screwed on one level. The second level where you're screwed is that if you don't have digital skills, how do you earn money in a digital age that's going to continue for a few generations? You get left behind. If you get left behind in old money systems, guess what? You are working for slave wages. Let me give you an example. The U.S. economy is laying off government workers and is laying off private sector workers. When you have an influx of unemployed people, that actually pushes wages and salaries down. Now you add in humanoid robots. And how much money do you actually think you're going to be making as an employee if you can get a job? I'm going to repeat this. When you have an influx of hundreds of thousands, millions of people who are losing their jobs, that pushes wages and salaries down. I don't care if you have an education or not, you're impacted. Now you throw in humanoid robots who are going to be here within 2.5 years. I said humanoid robots are going to be here within 2.5 years. You want to know why? Because the CEO of NVIDIA said it. Elon Musk said that he's bringing in hundreds, if not thousands, of robots into his factories. You can't compete. That's an old money structure that's being destroyed. So now that I've established that if you do not change and get digital skills, how do you earn an income? This is real talk. I need y'all to think this through. You know, if you wake up, you go to your job, you get paid in 2 weeks. You know that. Now I want you to think this through. How do you compete with a robot who does what is told, works 24/7, doesn't require a salary, doesn't need benefits, doesn't complain, doesn't get sick? How do you compete with a humanoid robot? You can't. So this is why this portion of my live stream, I want you to understand, buy one and rent a bed. I want you to understand that you have to get digital skills. You are alive and we're talking about automations. That is correct. We are talking about automations. That is correct. Automations is what is going to allow Elon Musk, Amazon to make more money. Now, just like automations and robots are going to put you out of a job, automations are what's going to get you daily pay, 2-hour workday, and 100% profits in your bank account. Did you listen to me? Due to automations, if you get the technology, you will be able to have a 2-hour to 3-hour workday, earn 100% of the profits, and can earn daily income. So you have gotten used to getting paid weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. Now I want you to imagine, because of digital technologies, having a 2-hour to 3-hour workday, earning 100% of the money, and getting paid daily. That's what digital skills can get you. Hold on, there's a puzzle. There is a puzzle. Puzzle's gone. Perfect. You understand? This is huge. Now, some of you think multi-level marketing. If you deal with multi-level marketing, you don't earn 100% of the profits. First, I want to knock this out. Multi-level marketing, there's no 100% of the profits, okay? So this is not multi-level marketing. This can't be multi-level marketing and you earn 100% of the profits. First. Second, is this network marketing or affiliate marketing? How is this network marketing, affiliate marketing? I just told you, you earn 100% of the profits. Do the math. Is this cold calling? No. How is this cold calling? I just told you automations. Automations means there's a system that's working like a machine for your benefit. So now that I've squashed it all, oh, here's the last one. Is this a pyramid scheme? How is this a pyramid scheme if you earn 100% of the profits? Come on, people, this is basic. Basic. So I've established that you earn 100% of the profits. So it can't be a pyramid scheme. It can't be multi-level marketing. It can't be network marketing. It can't be affiliate marketing. Are you with me? Yeah, I'm slaying. I'm slaying you guys. So what do? Let me tell you what this is. The e-learning industry is a $1.5 billion daily industry. Did you hear me? 1.5 billion daily. It is projected to double by 2027. For those of you who are asleep at the wheel, we are in 2025. 2027, the e-learning industry is projected to double. That means 1.5 is projected to become $3 billion daily. That is called an economic boom. Now, unlike the fake bubbles that's being created in the stock market, this is real. Let me tell you why it's real. Because e-learning is a real service. It's a real service. 1. 2, it uses AI and automations. AI, it's real. Automations, real. Online system, real. Right? You shop online, right? You date online, right? You hook up from online, right? So if you do all this online, why don't you have a 2-hour workday? Why don't you earn 24/7 passive income from an automated system? Why aren't you earning 100% of the pay from your efforts? This is the crux of me saying you have to get digital skills. Are y'all with me? Now you're asking, how much does this cost? Now this is the one that you need to hold your heart on. I want you to put your hand over your chest. I want you to put your hand over your chest and I want you to brace yourself. You paid more money for your cell phone, your flat screen TV, or your gaming system than for this automated system. I'm going to repeat this because some of y'all have a hard time listening. You paid more money for your cell phone that earns you no money than this automated system costs. Now, this automated system is already built. It's already built. All you have to do is get a domain name, plug in your domain, and you can have it up and running within 24 to 72 hours. Now, how much does this cost? Well, I'm not done yet. This automated system comes with a reskilling program. Remember I told you you needed digital skills? You needed digital skills, right? You cannot ride future economic booms in this world without having digital skills. So this online automated system comes with a reskilling program, which means you will be reskilled with digital skills. 6-figure income earning skills. This broadcast is an ad. Yeah, Gravity. Sure. 6-figure income earning skills. And hold on, mute him. This broadcast is an ad. Let me explain to you something, guys. Everything I taught you in my live stream was based off of facts. Real facts. Real facts. Real facts. You want to ride an economic boom? You must have right timing. You must have the technology and you must have the knowledge. Amazon does it. Apple does it. Tesla does it. Everyone does it. Anyone who is interested in having an income, you must have the education and you must have the tools and or technology to do so. Now, I don't know where you're from, but an education equals income. Tools equals income. Ask a plumber. Ask a mechanic. Ask a computer who does computer programming. You need technology. No? So, if you can't get this information anyplace else, and you don't know how to go from generational poverty to generational prosperity, I'm asking you, what's the real hoax? What's the real hoax? You own a cell phone, right? Do you know how to earn income from that cell phone? Do you have a way to generate an income in which you can work 2 hours a day, have 100% of the profits, and earn daily pay? Do you have it? Because if you don't have it, and you're sitting there watching Apple commercials and buying Apple products, I'm asking you life goals. So anyone who wants to question my information or my intentions is very clear. It's about money. Your ability to earn money at a time where there's economic uncertainty. 1. 2, your ability to continually earn money because life is changing, the world is changing, and digital technologies are not going anywhere. And if you do not have the basics of digital skills, how do you see you building a legacy for your life and your future generations without having the tools and or knowledge to do so? You can go to a restaurant, you can go get a mani and pedi. That adds no value. You can sit in traffic for 2 to 4 hours and not get paid for that. That adds no value. So guys, when you listen to people and what they lead, I'm asking you to think things through. Are you going to live off a past and be old money systems and go for broke? Or are you going to base your future off of money flow? And the money is being invested in digital technologies because that's where the future is. So back on topic. You get an automated system and a digital reskilling program. It comes together. Your iPhone comes with a manual. Your car comes with a manual. Your gaming system comes with a manual. Your microwave comes with a manual. It all comes with the manual. So just like your other technologies come with a manual, this automated online system comes with a reskilling program that will teach you 6-figure income earning skill sets. Real talk. If you don't know how to earn money online, and I told you this is an industry that is projected to double in 2 years, why would you step away from this money and to sit in an industry and a money earning system that is collapsing in front of your face? Old employment options are becoming obsolete. Did you hear me? AI and quantum computing, automations, humanoid robots are going to make employment options diminish. So since it's diminishing, my goal is to show you where the money is, how to get the skill sets, how to get the knowledge, how to get the technology. Now, you paid $1,000 for your cell phone. This online system is $600 or $300 or $100. It's a one-time low investment. Now, if anyone has a problem with investing in technology that you own, that you use, that you get a 2-hour workday off of, that you have daily pay off of, and that you get 100% of the profits, just scroll. I want to repeat. If you got a problem in investing in technology that you own, that you use, that allows you to have a 2-hour workday, that allows you to have daily pay, and allows you to earn 100% of the profits, scroll. Tell me how that job search is going to go. Tell me how your job search is going to go. Tell me, hi, Miss Texas, tell me how it's going to go. You'll be back. You'll be back. Because it makes no sense for you to work 12 hours a day when you can have a 2-hour workday. It makes no sense for you to live paycheck to paycheck and to wait every 2 weeks or 30 days to get paid when you can earn daily pay. And it makes no sense for you to earn small commissions and work for peanuts and pennies when you can earn 100% of the profits. Is this drop shipping? No, there's no inventory. There's no monthly expenses. There's no monthly expenses. There's no monthly expenses. This is not a job. You do not work for me. You do not work for me. This is not a job. This is a way for you to have your own online business and a booming industry that has no gatekeepers, no regulators, no licenses, no permits. That means you can have any education level, any work experience level, and you will be taught 6-figure income earning skill sets. I'm going to repeat this because some of y'all went in shock. Your education level doesn't matter. All education levels. If you do not know how to earn money online, okay? Education level doesn't matter. Work experience level doesn't matter. If you do not know how to earn money using your cell phone, with using an automated system that works for you 24/7 in an industry that is booming, that's a one-time low investment of 600 or 300 or 100. I'm asking you, what are you doing? Where is it? It's on my website, and my website's on my profile. So if you haven't followed me or you haven't gone to my profile, my website's there. This is real. This is legit. This is legal. You can do this anywhere in the world. Fundamentally, what you're going to get, you're going to be taught step by step, live mentoring, how to earn $300 plus daily of income. This is real, people. Automations is real. E-learning is real. AI is real. Online businesses are real. You can have an online business that costs you no money. Some of you are used to going for broke to have a business, sitting on inventory that you cannot move. If you do not know how to have an online business that costs you no money, if you don't know how to do attraction marketing without paying for marketing and advertising, if you don't know how to build an email list equals money. Email list equals money. You want an example? Shein. Shein is a clothing company. If you look at the prosperity of Shein, when Shein started, it wasn't making a lot of money. Shein built up their email list and turned into a multi-billion-dollar business off of email marketing. Email marketing is lucrative. You want to know why? Because it's personal. You shop at Amazon, they send you emails. You shop at Starbucks, they send you emails. So you're going to be taught how to build an email list, and it doesn't matter what your education level is. You can be a high school dropout. You can be a former secretary for President Trump that just got fired because of loyalty reasons. And if you can't get a job and you don't know how to earn money online, this is for everyone. Digital technologies are changing the game. It's leveling the playing field. You no longer have to deal with glass ceilings. You no longer have to deal with ageism. Did you hear me? When you have your own automated system and you have your own online business, you work for yourself. You no longer have to watch your paycheck get stolen because they say you're too old. You have a disability? You don't have to deal with the hostility and the looks and people doubting you because you're disabled. Your gender. You don't have to deal with that. So all the discrimination factors that you have had to adjust with or tolerate in formal and normal old economic employment structures, you don't have to deal with that when you have your own automated system. Do you not see what I'm saying? You have the opportunity to break free, to earn an income by getting digital skills in an age where this industry is booming. Now, what is the secret to success? You got to take action. Right timing? The timing's now. Technology, it's affordable. You can afford it. You can afford an iPhone. You can afford a one-time investment of 600 or 300 to get taught skills that are going to last into the future. You have the chance to be taught skills that are going to last into the future. You want to know why? Because cell phones are not going away. Self-driving cars are coming. Humanoid robots are going to do your job. These technologies, automations are not going away. So instead of crying about losing your job, I am asking you to use these technologies that are making you broke to make you prosper. Stop being upset about what is happening and you losing your job, and use these same technologies to go from broke money to new money to more money. How do you do it? My website's on my profile. There are payment plans available for people who are in the US, but if you can afford an iPhone, you can make a one-time small investment for you to work for you for 2-hour workdays, daily pay, 100% profits, and to learn 6-figure income earning skills in the digital industry. And in the month of April, right now, okay? Right now what's happening is people are being taught. How much are you charging? I'm not charging you anything. Listen, people right now are being taught 6-figure income earning skills in the month of April to earn $10,000 per month using their automated system. I want you to imagine $300 of daily pay, turning it to $10,000 a monthly income by using an automated system, building an email list, not dealing with cold calling, not dealing with inventory, and earning 100% profits off of a 2-hour workday. This is a new age, this is a new time, and you need new skills. Thank you. Everything is on my profile. Go to my website. I hope to see you on the money side. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye.